Hiya, my name's Charlie and welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. And today is a very exciting video because I get to talk to you about the Booktube meetup that I went on Saturday. And I'm going to do this exactly like I did my previous one that I went on in the summer. So which I'll link in the description, which is I'm going to just talk through my day, insert clips as I go, and then show you the books as I go. So that's how we're going to do it. The lovely Katie Lumsden of Books and Things, the amazing Katie Lumsden, we love her so much, organised a Booktuber meetup / bookshop crawl with a big bunch of booktubers, and so that's what I did on Saturday. And last time we went to sort of the more west end of London, and this time we sort of started in the east end of London. So yeah, it was just exciting to like explore different bookshops. And yeah. So the very first bit of my day began picking up my lovely sister Emily from Novel Novels. All of the people I met and all of the bookshops we went to, I will link in the description, and I'm going to put like Instagram links for as many of the bookshops I can find and websites, etc. So if you've got any questions over that'll all be in the description. Yeah. So anyway, so I started my day by picking my lovely sister up and Emily, and we got on the train and then we headed in to Clapham Junction, which is where we met the lovely Chatty. The train. Look who we found! It's Chatty! I got the Charlie sandwich. Yeah, Chatty Charlotte sandwich. Isn't she just so lovely? Like Chatty and Emily, obviously. They're both lovely. And then it was very rainy. It was a very rainy morning, which I was thinking, which was a bit of a shame, but it turned out all right for us in the end. From Clapham Junction, we went to Shoreditch High Street, and then that's where we found the lovely Jen from Jennifer Loves Books, who I just love. And seeing Jen was just super lovely because like I've been messaging her for a little while. I saw her as soon as I come down through Shoreditch Station across, and very excited, and she's just so warm and friendly in person, as are all of these lovely people I'm going to talk about. But yeah, so from there sort of Chatty was guiding us. She was very good and knowing where she was going, so we had our little apps and we followed her, and we went and found the cafe, which was the Kahaila cafe. Katie was sat at the back when the lovely Bob was there as well. We were one of the first people to arrive, obviously. So we sat down and got nice and cosy. I haven't got any footage from inside the cafe because, again, I was just very excited, just like seeing everybody, etc. So everybody slowly started to arrive in the cafe, and it was just so lovely because everyone was just obviously greeting each other. It was just so warm and friendly. And Sarah, who from Hardcover Hearts, had actually come all the way over from the US. So she was the booktuber that had travelled the furthest. And she was so sweet and warm, and she gave me a massive hug, and she was just so lovely. And obviously the first book I acquired was from the lovely Olivia, from Olivia-Savannah, because Olivia and me had agreed to do a book swap because I saw on her Insta stories that there was a book that she was no longer wanting, she was unhauling, and so she gifted me her copy of the book, and in exchange I found a book that I thought she would like, and we swapped. The book she gave me was The Middle Daughter by Chike and Unigwe, and this is one I nearly bought at Christmas. I was hoping it would be in the Waterstones hardback sale, but obviously that sale kind of disappointed me. But yeah, so as soon as I saw that on her Instagram stories, I was very excited. This is about a character called Nanny who's lost her sister and her father, so she's obviously grieving, and then I think she meets like a preacher man, a man of God, and goes and somehow gets drawn into a relationship with him, and it's obviously, I think it's potentially quite abusive and quite hard hitting, I think. But yeah, and it's beautiful kind of cover. So yeah, cannot wait to read this. So thank you, Olivia. Olivia is so lovely. She's just like again, one of my favourite people. I just love her so much. I didn't get to talk to her as much this time, but obviously when you're in big groups, I think there was 21 of us in total. So from the cafe, we walked around the corner to the Libreria Bookshop. As I didn't take any footage inside the bookshop, inside the Libreria Bookshop, I'll insert a photo from their website. This just shows you, because it's got, it was a very sort of long and narrow-ish bookshop, but the thing that's very unusual about this bookshop is there's like a mirror on the ceiling, which kind of gives it like, it sort of makes it obviously look bigger, and then also it just kind of, yeah, a little bit kind of creepy in a way. But yeah, it was a beautiful bookshop, and I didn't get to like look throughout all of the shelves, but immediately the area that I was looking at was kind of like the new releases, a lot of the new releases, and there were loads of like what I deem to be very like women's prize potential books, and so me and Jem were kind of eyeballing a lot of them. Eric pointed out the House of Bricks, just because that was a book he loved, and I physically picked it up because I didn't really need a lot of suggestion, to be fair, because I know he loved that book, so I was like, oh yes, I'll get this one. And then Jem reminded me that it was actually on Everend, so I was like, okay, I'm going to be good. If it's on Everend, I'll put it back, and I've saved that on my audiobook saves. But then I spotted across The Lagos Wife by Vanessa Waters, which again, like I said, loads of people had put on their predictions. I don't know whether this will actually get listed, but it's one I'm interested in reading either which way, because people have compared it to sort of like My Sister the Serial Killer vibes, I believe. I don't know how true that is, but this book is obviously by a Nigerian author, and it's obviously covering sort of similar-ish themes. So yeah, and it's got a blurb by Bernardine Evaristo. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, can you? That's quite high praise, isn't it? She said I was hooked right through to the shocking end. I mean, honestly, that's me sold. So yeah, that's that one. One of the cool things about the Libreria Bookshop is they have a little book stamp, so I've got my book stamped, which I just think is very, very cute, and I love it because it's just going to be a wonderful memory. And obviously I've got the obligatory bookmark. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm very, very happy with that purchase, and I cannot wait to read it regardless whether it gets listed for the prize or not. Speaking of which, this might be a nice little place to say, tomorrow, as you watch this video, tomorrow night at 6 p.m, the Women's Prize long list gets announced, which I'm super excited for, and me, Jem and Alice, aka the Plod Along crew, are going to be over on my channel live at 8 p.m. discussing our reactions to the long list, and we cannot wait to like talk to you guys about it, so I hope to see lots of you there. It was just so weird. So after the Libreria Bookshop, we walked along and we went to the Bricklane Bookshop. Me and Jem and Alice remembered to get a picture together, which we'd forgotten every other time that we've met up, so I was very, very happy for that. And the lovely Robyn from Bookends and Biscuits took the photo for us, so thank you, Robyn. I had like a wish list of books, like of a few books that I wanted to keep my eyes open for, one of which was Intervals by Marianne Brooker. And speaking of the Women's Prize, this was one that was long listed for the Women's Prize, the non-fiction Women's Prize long list. So in this book she talks about, I think, to do with her mother having multiple sclerosis, and I think this is obviously going to be very hard-hitting and very I think could be quite poignant, and it kind of gave me like Maps of Our Spectacular Bodies vibes by Maddie Mortimer. That was a fiction book that I loved, and so even though it's not an easy topic to discuss, because also she talks about the loss of her mother as well in this book, I believe, it's a very important one, and obviously, so yeah, grief is something that a lot of us have been through and can relate to, and even though everyone's experiences with grief are often very different. Marianne Brooker also follows our Plod Along Instagram account, which I will link in the description, and so like obviously we just want to support her. This book came out last week, so it's one of the few books that aren't already out as with the prize got announced. So we want to support her, we want to support this book. So yeah, I cannot wait to get to this. I know Gem's already started it and she said that it's very, very well written. So yeah, that's that one. The next bookshop that we went to was the Lane Bookshop, which is a queer bookshop in London. And it was just so beautiful, like from the outside. Like again, it's another one that's very, very striking in its appearance. The signage is really, really cool, and the staff were just so lovely in that bookshop. They were just so lovely. I cannot stress that enough. And it's also got like, I think there's like a cafe in there as well. You can buy drinks in there, as lots of the bookshops that we went to actually did. There were so many options that I was looking at and I didn't really know what to get. I was right by the door and I was talking to the lovely Ben from Ben Rees Good, who, as with every single other person, was super, super lovely. And I can't remember how he saw it, whether he saw it first or I saw it first, but he spotted one that he'd put in his predictions, Remember by Elle Mackray. He picked himself up a copy, and because this was one when he talked about it that I was very excited for, I also picked up a copy. So this book is historical fiction, obviously has something, remember, it's obviously got something to do with the gunpowder fiction, the gunpowder. This book is historical fiction, and I think it has something, obviously going from the title, it has something to do with the gunpowder plot. Obviously, every time I say that, I want to say gunpowder fiction and plot. Scott, I'm sorry, it's like I always think of Scott. This is, and actually Scott had actually put this on his predictions as well, so maybe he's psychic. Has it appeared? I do not know. And yeah, so anyway, this author is Welsh and Welsh Caribbean, I believe. There's something about this book that has been drawing me in. It's very, very beautiful. Cannot wait. Obviously, I've got the obligatory bookmarks, which I just love, with the common press thing. And then I also spotted a boobies bookmark, which was some like chest scars ones, which I think is very, very cool. I just love this so much, I immediately had to get this, obviously. I love it lots. So that's that. Lane Bookshop, we actually went for lunch at Oaxaca, and we went downstairs and they obviously Katie had reserved us some tables because there was so many of us, which was so wonderful because we had a chance to like sit down, rest our legs and just have a good old natter and a good old laugh. It was just so much fun. I had the sweet potato and broccoli rainbow bowl, which was like grains and like it was just it was so delicious. The service at that Oaxaca was amazing. Considering there was 20 of us, they did wonderfully at like making sure that no one's orders was messed up or anything like that. And yeah, all the food was just delicious. Everyone was just very, very grateful, and it was just really, really good. That was a nice respite moment. London happened. So we finished our lunch. Did you enjoy your food?
It was yummy, thank you. Yes, it was delicious.
Did you enjoy your food?
The food was great, very enjoyable.
And after lunch, the bookshop that we went to, we nearly missed because it was kind of tucked away a little bit. And this was it was Hoxton Books. And so I think Katie had kind of walked past it a little bit, and I think it was Oliver was at the back and noticed and was like, kind of like, oh, hold a minute. So then I immediately was like shouting at the top of my lungs. I was like, bookshop, which was just hilarious. And so immediately, as soon as you shout the word bookshop to booktubers, no matter how far away they are, they're immediately going to come running. This is our call. So which we were so grateful that we didn't miss it, because it was a lovely, really small, beautifully curated little collection.
Hey! Hi!
This is a lovely bookseller from Hoxton Books.
Hoxton Books, welcome. Yay!
And the bookseller there, again, he was so lovely, and I've got his Instagram. Again, I'm going to link his Instagram, both his personal Instagram and the Hoxton Books Instagrams, so you can go follow him over there. It's Ifan, his name is. The lovely, like I said, Ifan, he let us, there was a whole like section that were 50% off, and then he kindly, because there was a big group of us, he gave us all 10% off the rest of the books, which was so generous of him, and we're just so grateful. And yeah, so I highly recommend Hoxton Books if you are in that neck of the woods in London. It's just such a gorgeous little beautiful bookshop. So the book I picked up was Moses Ascending by Sam Selvon, and I've read The Lonely Londoners by this author. So I haven't actually heard very much about Moses Ascending, but because I love The Lonely Londoners so much, I knew I wanted to read it. Sam Selvon is a Caribbean author, and yeah, this is obviously a classic. So I think it says Moses Ascending is a hilarious telling depiction of the 1970s Britain, I believe. So yeah, I cannot wait to read it. Anyway, either which way, so and it's not super long, so yeah, that's that one. After Hoxton Books, we jumped on a bus, and obviously the group was starting to get a little bit smaller, but it was still really such a lovely group. And we went upstairs on the top deck, and I'll insert, like, I think Alice is, I'll ask Alice if I can use her Instagram thing, that she's got a collage of like all of us like on the bus, which was really fun. Booktubers on the bus, I think she called it, or something like that. And yeah, it was really funny. We all got like our books out and stuff, and she took pictures of it as well. So yeah, that was really fun. But we were very tired. I think a lot of us were very tired at that point, and I was like, oh. But it was yeah, another little moment to sit down and rest and take a breather. And so from there we sort of went more towards the north. I think it's North London we were heading. We sort of went, so we were walking the streets through, and we were like walking amongst all these beautiful London houses. And the next bookshop on the list was Ink at 84. And the book that the lovely Oliver from Chaotic Bibliophile, if you're, again, Oliver is brilliant. I love Oliver. I've met Oliver a few times. This was my third time meeting Oliver, and Oliver picked up Nuclear Family, and I think they were kind of like he was pointing it out, and he was obviously saying it was queer and obviously family, and he started talking about it, and then the bookseller who was across from us joined in the conversation and was just praising it. And she said that Sarah Waters, that they'd held an event for this book, and that Sarah Waters came for the event, and she was obviously praising the book as well. And the bookseller was obviously saying all these amazing words about like how humorous it was, but how sad it is, and then like family, and I can't remember all the words, but like basically between Oliver and the bookseller, I was sold. And obviously saying about Sarah Waters, and obviously there's a Sarah Waters quote in it. So yeah, I've never read, I think this is the second book by this author that's been released. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. And I actually saw that, I think Mercedes from Mercedes Biscuits Musings had put this on her recent like library, like a book wish list or something. Yeah, and I wonder, this could be listed for the Women's Prize. It's eligible, so could it be? I don't know. A quote from Erin Kelly says, "I can't think of another author who can make me ricochet so quickly from painful empathy to helpless laughter." So, I mean, that's just perfect. And there's like a little chick on the back. And I have actually started reading this, and I do like the humour within it, and I like the family and stuff. So yeah, very good. So we walked a little bit more obviously, and the last two bookshops we came to were House of Hodge. Which was a second-hand bookshop, and because of it, that was again another small bookshop, so we sort of divided into two groups. And I was in the second group that then went off to Bookbar, which was obviously another very, very small bookshop, but beautiful bookshop. So yeah, I didn't actually buy anything from House of Hodge, so I haven't got anything to show you from there anyway, when I did eventually go back to it. But I did get something from Bookbar, and Bookbar is, again, I don't think I got any pictures inside because there was loads and loads of people. You go into the bookshop and they have obviously the desk where you buy your books, and also you can buy coffee and drinks there. So, and then a little bit further in there's like a little step up, and then there's a whole load of tables, which everyone was, obviously all the tables were completely full because it was a Saturday afternoon. Everyone was drinking their drinks and just chatting about books and things. So, and there's the bookshelves obviously surrounding them. So I didn't really feel like I could film inside there. What I did come across was a recommendation from the lovely Anne-Marie from Actual Spinster. Anne-Marie wasn't at the bookshop crawl. I wish she would have been because I love her so much. But on her, she did I'll link the video where she recommended like people's books based upon their favourite colour, and like I think you said a few things about things like tropes you like in books and stuff. And my colour was yellow, I think. And so she recommended Siblings by Brigitte Reimann. So this is translated from the German by Lucy Jones. It's very, very snippety. It's sort of just under 130 pages. And yeah, a book about siblings. I think it's really, that's all I need to know really. I love books with family, as you could tell from the nuclear family. The way she talked about it in her video just made me want to pick it up, because as soon as I saw it I was like, oh. So yeah, look at that cover. It's very, very colourful and just gorgeous. Yeah, so that was the last book, and inside I will show you. Obviously I got Bookbar bookmark, and then obviously a lovely little postcard. I'm going to put this on my pin board in my kitchen because I just think this is really gorgeous. Yeah, so that was very nice, and then that was sort of like us mostly done then, after which it was the end of the day, and myself, the lovely Jack sort of directed us where to go and how sort of the best way to find our way home. She was just so lovely. Jack from Spread Book Joy, we love you. So it was myself, Chatty, Emily, and the lovely Jen from Jennifer Loves Books. We got on a bus and we headed, I can't even remember the name of the station. Literally opposite the station there was like a charity shop. I think it was like a Marie Curie one, and we went in there, and actually Jennifer saw a Sarah Waters book. I know she's going to put this in her book haul, but seeing her joyful face light up when she saw this pristine copy, I'm not going to tell you what it is because you have to go watch Jennifer's video. Go and subscribe to Jennifer's channel. But yeah, she saw a pristine copy of a Sarah Waters book, and so she was very, very delighted to see it. So that was really cute seeing that. So and then obviously we took a picture outside, which I'll put the picture of us there. And then we said goodbye to Jennifer, and then me and Chatty and Em were trying to find our way back to Clapham Junction, which proved a little tricky because obviously at the weekend there were the Ports train people that were very, very short-staffed, and we had a few difficulties getting home, but we got there in the end. And when we were at the junction, I think it was Williston Ends train station, which was one of the places we ended up, I was looking out at the sky, and it was just one of those moments where I just stood still and took a deep breath, and I just looked at this beautiful London sky, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just so grateful for this day, for this moment, for this time. And even though we were tired and it was a little bit like we just wanted to go home, it was just one of those moments I was just very, very, you know, I sort of cherished that memory in my head of just standing there and thinking about the brilliant day we'd had. So yeah, that was pretty much it really. But yeah, so it was so wonderful seeing everybody. If I haven't talked about everybody in like, I obviously won't have mentioned every single person, but I spoke to so many people that day, and it was just so wonderful. Like, so it was just like the best day. And thank you to Katie for organising it, and yeah, it was just lovely meeting everybody again, like some people again for the second time or third time, and yeah. So I hope that you have enjoyed that. Don't forget to come along tomorrow night at 8 p.m. to the Plod Along, a live show with me and the lovely Gemma and Alice. We can't wait to see you. Yeah, so take care and sending you lots of love.